Hotel, India, Echo, Lima, Delta, Shield.
Welcome back to the BMF Raw Review. Our next topic of discussion, Bro KO versus Free MB.
Oh boy.
How many times are they going to squash Free MB? I mean, when they first formed, they looked like they were actually going to be like a legitimate faction sort of team. They were winning matches, and now they're just getting squashed by every misfit team that's put in front of them. I mean, why do they still even have jobs if this is all they're going to do? They're professional jobbers, they're hired as jobbers, is that it?
Pretty much. I mean, there are a bunch of tools now.
And the fact that they appear on Raw more often than actual legitimate tag teams like the Usos and the Primetime Players, it's just baffling to like what WWE are doing. It's ridiculous. And can someone, for fuck's sake, what?
Just
I elongated that a bit, didn't I? For fuck's sake, turn Orton heel. He's been begging for it for like 2 years straight. He's stale as fuck as a face. Don't get me wrong, I don't mind Bro KO, considering we've tagged the name. Hashtag Bro KO.
Bro KO.
Bro KO.
Bro KO.
And at WrestleMania, it looks like it's going to be show Bro KO.
Yeah.
Say that 10 times real fast.
Look, about Orton's heel turn, I mean, it has been rumoured that it's going to happen at WrestleMania. I mean, SE Scoops has actually said that. So, yeah, we can only hope, I guess, that it's going to happen.
Well, hopefully it happens, because I'm so sick of the Shield feuding with Sheamus and Orton and Ryback.
Bro KO.
Bro KO and Ryback. Yeah. They need something new. I like that they added the Big Show into it, and him being a heel shows that they don't just go after the faces, they go after the heels as well. And I'm liking the Shield. I'm feeling that they're being underused at the moment, especially in the shadow of Show Bro KO.
Look, they had a bit of a concept when they first came out, when they were attacking everyone and nobody knew that they were connected to CM Punk and all this stuff. So.
Well, they weren't connected to CM Punk, they did it for money. Justice doesn't come cheap.
Exactly.
You know, they still gotta get paid. Yeah. So, in that regard, hopefully after this match at Mania, because you know it's going to be Show Bro KO versus the Shield, hopefully they do something different with the Shield, put them against someone else, continue what they're doing because it's awesome, them like winning. So keep that going, but just take them away from Orton and Sheamus, please, and do something with Orton, turn him heel, do something, for the love of God. Another rumoured thing, completely unrelated, actually I'll get into this in the next part, because it's about Kofi Kingston and his matchups next, is that Roman Reigns is a future WWE champion. I don't give a fuck what you say about, you know, how great in the ring and on the mic Ambrose is, how great in the ring Seth Rollins is. Roman Reigns is a future WWE champion. I don't give a fuck what you say. He fits everything Vince looks for in a main eventer. His build, his stature, his presence. You know, maybe he's not the best on the mic, especially when he's screaming and carrying on. I like Roman Reigns when he's quiet and reserved. He comes across so much more menacing, like Jake the Snake Roberts.
He does need to get a bit more experience on the mic, though.
He does.
In order to be a W.
He's doing it the wrong way. Like I said, Jake the Snake Roberts is one of the best promo dealers I've ever seen, and he's never had to raise his voice. He always just keeps that cool, calm, serial killer type voice, and it was always much more effective than Hulk Hogan coming and going, "Oh, you know something, brother!"
Yeah, like it was going to have an aneurysm.
Yeah, I swear, I was waiting. Same with Ric Flair back in the day. I was always waiting for one of them to have a fucking cardiac in the middle of the ring. Especially Ric Flair, however, doing elbow drops and knee drops on his fucking jacket, and you see how red Ric Flair's face would get. You're like, holy shit, this dude's gonna croak in the ring. But I always like that calm, collected, keep Roman Reigns that cool, calm, collected guy. That sort of quiet, menacing sort of thing.
You've never seen that happen with Kevin Nash either. Kevin Nash never really had to raise his voice when he
He did on occasion when he had a point to get across, but he wasn't flat out screaming.
Yeah.
But he was always that more cool character, and I hate to keep. Oh, I didn't even bring him up this time. You brought up Kevin Nash just because he's awesome. Anyway, Shield, move them on, please, to something new and exciting after this, and now we'll move on to the next part of Raw. Ziggler, Dolph, Show Stealer, Ziggler versus Kofi, basically a jobber, Kingston. Now. First thing I want to add on this is there's rumours going around, apart from Orton's heel turn, they're actually thinking about turning Kofi heel as well, which I actually think will be a pretty interesting sort of change. Though the guy's been a face since he's joined the company. It might be a nice change, shake things up. It might help him get ahead instead of just being that jobber week in and week out to everyone. And now, on top of that, can I please add, for love of God, please get rid of Big E and AJ from Ziggler.
They're slowing him down.
Exactly, like Vicky Guerrero, they're just holding him back. I mean, this match proved that Ziggler can't beat a jobber, which is what Kingston is nowadays, without help. That guy is going to be a future world champion. I've ranted on about how misused Ziggler has been many a time.
It was a good match though.
They do put on a good match, I'll give them that. Kofi and Ziggler have great chemistry in the ring together. They always have. They had that feud for, I think it was the US or the Intercontinental title a couple of years back, where it was constantly going back and forth between the two. It was a great feud. They always put on good matches. But Ziggler's just been held back by Big E and AJ. He needs to fuck him off so they can treat him as a main eventer again.
Big E's got no personality whatsoever.
Yeah, you talk about Ryback being, boring and Goldberg copy. What the fuck is Big E? If not, what do they call him? Ryback.
Ryback.
Or he called himself on Twitter once, he called himself Choc Lesnar. He said that sounds so much better. Anyway, fuck them off so Ziggler can actually become a main eventer like he should be. And then after the match we had Hell No and Ziggler and Big E match at WrestleMania for the tag titles official. Show me a match that does not feel more thrown together than this. Just two people who don't really particularly have a feud or anything, have no relation to each other, and now they're in a tag title match. I'm not even going to rant on about this because
I do have a feeling that it will be a pretty decent match though. And hopefully, if Team Hell No tend to happen to lose, that might actually spark up that rivalry that you want.
I hope that Ziggler and Big E lose the match, and then later on in the World Heavyweight title match, out comes Ziggler cashing his money in the bank, and he wins the World Heavyweight title, and then says fuck you to Big E, and says fuck you to AJ. Next one, Jericho, Miz, and Wade Barrett for the Intercontinental title, triple threat. I've got to keep this short because we're running on time. Like the title was going to change hands before WrestleMania. Are you kidding me? Did you honestly believe that? What's the point of putting on the title match before WrestleMania? Like the title's going to change hands. You guys don't change titles on Raw anymore.
No.
Once upon a time, you had the world title changing on Raw. And now it's become that predictable. There's a title match on Raw and SmackDown. You know the belt's not going to change hands.
It's different if it was a couple of months earlier or something.
Yeah, not 2 weeks before Raw, like it's going to happen.
2 weeks before WrestleMania.
I would rather The Miz and Jericho at Mania than Jericho versus Fandango. It's such a better match. Like, even though the last match they had together wasn't that impressive, I'll still prefer that than Fanfucker versus Y2J.
And they did have good chemistry in the ring.
No, well, that will be determined. I don't know. I didn't like the last match together. And the WWE needs to do something with Chris Jericho. I mean, the dude's not on a year-long contract. He's like just around until his next tour, and then he's gone again. He'll probably leave shortly after WrestleMania, like he did last time.
Utilize him as much as possible.
So I mean, you're putting him in shitty matches.
Yeah.
This match wasn't bad. This was actually a really good match with a lot of near finishes. Jericho was over with the crowd up fierce. They wanted him to win the title hard. Like, they really wanted him to win the title, and they should have. When the crowd is that behind a superstar that they're going off every time he almost gets a pin.
They could have had him win it and then lose it at WrestleMania.
They could have had him win it and then defend it against Wade Barrett at Mania. There's a much better match than Jericho versus Fandango. Even put Miz back in it if you want, a triple threat rematch. They need to do something with Miz and Wade Barrett too. Wade Barrett's just become a star. He came back with all that ramped up shit, and he's just becoming
badass and everything.
He's just coming off style. He's losing to NXT stars, and same with the Miz. The Miz is sort of getting semi over as a face. If they stopped him doing his stupid fucking Miz TV, he'll be getting over much better. I'm liking him using the figure four. I'd like better if Ric Flair was actually in his corner. I think they'll do a much better job of getting him over than just having him use the figure four, because now it just seems like he's just copying Ric Flair.
Well, we're going to have to cut this short.
Yeah, we have to cut it off here. Make sure you stay tuned for F4? Is it 4?
Just the next video.
Yeah, the next vid. It's down here. Click on the link right there, or there, wherever we've put it.
Somewhere.
We like to play musical chairs. Make sure you click on it, Watch the next video, like, subscribe, all that shit. We'll see you there.